All right, Chuck and Chris is here again at the 2016 Catfish Conference in Brazos, Kentucky, and we're here with Chris Flores and his daughter Isabella. Is that right?
Isabel.
Isabel. Okay, well, I was close. I was close. You guys have been doing catfish videos for how long, Chris?
I want to say 3 years, maybe a little
How many?
bit. Three.
Three?
Yeah.
I know I've watched a number of them. They're quality pieces. I specifically enjoyed the one where you went in the dry riverbed and picked out the spots that you was going to fish when the water was back in there. That was a great piece. It
Yeah,
really
thank
was.
you. It's a rare thing, I guess, that a river goes dry like that, especially for you guys up here. We got this big water. And so I wanted to take, I guess, what would be a negative in our case, that they shut the water off for irrigation purposes. So they conserve the water throughout the winter time, and then in the springtime they release. So you guys can have a visual of what it would look like if there was no water in your area, because the water, it has the same impact. It flows the same way. Once it hits that log jam, it'll act the same way. It's typical, So if you can see it, you can envision better where those fish are going to be.
Absolutely. It was a great piece, and you guys have put some really good videos together with your children catching fish, other people catching fish, you catching fish, alternative methods of catching fish, bait segments. I mean, you've just about covered everything for the New Mexico area.
Right.
And you show shoot video of people sitting on the bank. You show people in boats. Just everything there is doing. Are you doing that because of the water conditions you have? Because, like you say, you don't have the Mississippi, the Missouri, the Ohio River, stuff like that down there.
Well, part of it is maybe the water conditions that we have. Other part of it is I like to experiment, and I like to see all the aspects. And catfish, they're one of the few species that you can catch them in different ways and different methods. And so just experimenting, just seeing what's out there, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and then applying that to other techniques and just evolving, It's a lot of fun.
Now, how many members of your family are involved in your videos?
I've got my dad out there in a few. She was at one time she was my camera girl, but now she's already taken over the show. And I got my little boy and my wife will go out there once in a while too. So yeah,
I think I've seen all of them.
Yeah,
I think I have. Well, it's great that you're including these children in this event. Now, are you going to carry this on and tell Dad it's time for him to step aside one of these days? Are you going to do the videos yourself?
I don't know. I might finish it with my brother.
And how old are you?
I'm 15.
And how old's your brother?
My brother is 5.
Is 5. You get to run the roost in. That's how that works. But we're glad to see you making this a family event, and you're sharing your knowledge with everybody that watches your shows. And some of them shows have been hit pretty hard. They've been watched a lot.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's like I say, it's good quality. And I don't know what New Mexico has as far as tournament style fishing. I don't think it's a real prominent thing in your area.
Right.
But making it to where these guys can go out and spend the day fishing, and you've helped all of them in your area especially be able to pick up tips and stuff on how and where to go to find the fish.
Yeah, as far as tournaments, one thing, when it comes to New Mexico, people don't realize that there's big catfish out there.
There's some big flatheads out there.
And when I show them these pictures, they don't believe that I'm catching these fish there. I said, "Where'd you catch this fish?" I said, "It's right there. The river's right there." "What? I fish there all the time. I never catch them." But that's why I got into the techniques and stuff, and showing them so that I can help them, have that dream fish, land that. And as far as tournaments and stuff, New Mexico, Elephant Butte Lake is the biggest lake in New Mexico. And when it's full, it's about 40 miles long. It's going to celebrate its 100th birthday this year. And so I don't hardly know anybody that fishes for catfish in that lake. But the few people that I do know they're catching 50, 60 big blue cats. State record flathead was 78 pounds, I think.
Nice.
And so there's only a handful of people that are catching these. I did a show. I did a show in Albuquerque, and I didn't catch it, but I have the mount for the state record blue cat. It's a 52-pound, 4-ounce blue cat, and I have it on display. The guy who did explaining when and all that, and have a couple of guys walk up and they see that catfish and they're looking at each other and kind of snickering and stuff. I walk up to them and say, "Hey, what's going on, guys?" He says, "Oh, just reading your plaque. Supposedly that's the lake or the state record, huh?" "Yeah, that's what's on the books." He said, "We just caught an 80-pounder the other day out of there, like nothing, So they're in there. I talked to Game and Fish, and they said they're doing shocking and stuff, and counting numbers. And so he says, "Man, you won't believe how many 30-pounders, 20-pounders that come up. They're all over the place." And so it's an untapped resource, Elephant Butte Lake, and I'd like to get some tournaments and stuff going on over there. It's just kind of tough to do it all on my own.
Well, yeah, and it is. You need help, and
Yeah.
and eventually they'll step up and be there for you. Chuck, you got anything you'd like to discuss with these guys?
Yeah, when you fish these irrigation canals and stuff, I mean, it looks like a whole lot of fun. You've been using kayaks and stuff like that, any?
I've got this little boat. It's a Walker Bay. It's an 8-foot dinghy is what it is. And, I got a lot of people, they see it and they say, "Is that your kid's boat?" Or I said, "No." I said, this boat's probably seen more fish than your big fancy boat has, And it's perfect because it fits in the back of my truck. I drive out, 4-wheel drive where I need to go, and I throw it in and it floats. And, that area that you're talking about, average depth is about 4 foot, and I'll get in there, put that little boat in, and it's just a perfect size. Anything bigger, navigate that water, and it gets me where them fish are at.
Yeah, I see some of the spots you in, and some of it you could almost probably touch each side with your hand,
Yeah.
And they'll open up,
Yeah.
and I'll see how you'll fan your rods out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all go out and do this type of fishing in these small irrigation canals and stuff, what's your favorite time, during the day or at night?
I found that I can catch them both, but it's a little tougher for me to catch them in the daytime. I think they're stuffed back up under that bulrush and kind of just hanging out. But in the nighttime, I like to fish that little line, that little break where the bulrush ends. Water starts, the clear water. And I think they're just moving right up along there, and that's when I start nailing those flatheads.
Great, man. Are you going to try to start going to that Blue Cat Lake and start fishing for blue cats?
I've been trying to get out there more. I've got a 17-foot nitro bass boat, and I get out there and I'll do a little drift fishing and stuff. And it's just really, really hard for me because when I do plan to go out there, it's always bad weather. I get blown off the lake, and so then I'm on a time schedule because I have to have videos to post. I try to do a video every week. So if I spend 2-3 weeks trying to fish this lake and I'm either not catching some or I'm getting blown off the water, I'm wasting this time. So then I always revert to my roots. I go back to the river, and at least I can get some videos and get some stuff going. And so little by little, I'm getting out there. I've watched a lot of Steve's videos, and he's talking about drifting and dragging and stuff like that. And I've been applying that. I'm learning on where to find this. That's the biggest thing for me, is trying to find those fish in the big water. I can find them blindfolded on that little river of mine, but in that big water, I'm still trying to get the hang of it. And I'm still going to target them. A little bit of everything, keep it interesting.
Are you able to target these flatheads on the irrigation canals and stuff year round, or does it get too cold during the winter?
It'll slow down. The bite's good most of the year. It slows down probably late November, December, January. I remember one time we went out there January. We were out there 3 days and we didn't even get a single bite. And then we caught one nice, probably about a 30-pounder. So they're still out there, but it's just real slow. And then I say late April it starts to pick up.
So, when's your favorite time to go? You like the big water or the little water?
I like both, but I like the big water more because I get to go swimming more.
Swimming?
Yeah.
You're going to swim with those big fish in there?
Yeah. But I think we catch the most fish when we go to the river.
Okay. Are you excited about trying to go to the big water and learn how to catch those fish out there too?
Yeah, I am.
Good. Maybe that'll motivate your dad to get you out there more.
Yeah.
That's great. Watching Mr. Douglas's videos, you watch them with your dad and see how he does.
We watch them sometimes, but not really because I live in Tucson, Arizona with my mom. So.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been great talking to y'all, and I'm glad y'all could make it out and share this event with us.
Oh yeah,
And it was great.
Chris, if you want to tell everybody where they can go to watch your videos and give them all the information, that way other people can see what you're doing and maybe they can apply your knowledge to their type of fishing.
absolutely. We're on YouTube. It's called Muddy River Catfishing. Just search that, and our videos will pop up right away. They're all family-friendly videos. No bad language or anything indecent or anything. It's just all good
quality stuff.
Good quality stuff. The videos that I do, I make them partially to share my knowledge, but also partially to preserve the memories and stuff that I have with my kids, so they can watch them for years to come. And we also have a Facebook page. That's Muddy River Catfishing. We just came out with an app for our phone, whether your smartphone, Android or iPhone, and it's also just Muddy River Catfishing. And what that does, it puts everything in the palm of your hand. You got our website, which is muddyrivercatfishing.com. You got our Facebook, you got our YouTube videos, you got our Instagram, and you have events. So, for example, this event was right in my calendars. If you have the app, you know we're going to be here. You know, it gives you the directions and everything. So, yeah, you guys check it out, and we're glad to have you guys. And if there's anything you guys want us to make videos about, let us know. We're always open to try things.
That's awesome. Listen, thank you for coming up to Catfish Weekly, and Chris, appreciate you guys.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you, sir.
Listen, Isabel Flores, Muddy River Catfishing. Checked out their videos. It's good quality information. You guys will like it. It's very informative. Next up, we got a couple of guys that most of you will know from tournament catfishing, and we're excited to have them on here. And we're going to get Daryl and Jason Massagill up here and have them here in just a minute. So hang tight. Thanks, guys.
All right.
It was a great
Thank
show.
you. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Behave yourself now. Catch some big fish.
All right, guys, y'all be careful on your travels.
Daryl, Jason, are you ready? Sweet. No problem. Where have you guys been?
We've been talking fishing all day.
Man, I tell you what, the catfishing world, I'll bet you at least twice a month. Where's Daryl and Jason? I said, you know what? They have a life besides catfishing. They're probably busy working. And it turns out that's what it is.
Yeah, well,
exactly
the joke is we said we went underground. We're doing some research and development. We're working on a lot of new techniques and tricks, but no, I actually just got busy for us last year and just wasn't able to chase the tournaments like we normally do.
You know, everybody in the world wanted to know where you was at. When I found out you guys I knew we had to get you on here so you could tell everybody that I wouldn't just tell them stuff.
We were ready so bad it ain't funny.
I'll bet. Now, I understand you've been working on a project on another video with Mr. Stout.
Yep. I don't know. I guess he's going to call it Catfish Dream Team 2 or whatever it may be. But I actually spoke with Brad here just last week, and he's trying to get everything finalized, get the music just right, and should be coming out with it sometime here pretty soon.
That's outstanding. You know, I have that video, and it was before I met you guys. And you guys at the time was not doing very much drift fishing. It was mostly anchor fishing. Is that correct?
That's right.
You know, and still, when you showed up to tournaments, everybody knew that we got to beat Daryl and Jason to do any good. And we was already drifting, some of us.
Yep.
You know, and you guys were still putting great numbers of fish in the boat. How much has your fishing numbers improved since you started doing the drifting thing?
Oh,
Numbers wise,
numbers.
Poundage wise, numbers wise, either way.
Covering more water instead of.
we cover a lot more water. I'd say the poundage wise, we're probably a little bit better, but as far as numbers wise, we probably doubled our numbers that we catch. Caught anchoring. We catch a lot more. I say smaller, and then we do have the bigger fishing also. But as far as if somebody was telling me I want you to go catch the biggest fish you can possibly catch, I would go to the anchor. But as far as numbers and just sheer water we cover, the drifting is probably more productive.
We still, a lot. The joke was at one tournament that we had some guys after the tournament in the weigh-in, they're giving us a hard time. They said, we thought y'all were having a real tough day because at the end of the day, y'all were over on the anchor rope. Well, actually, we had put good fish in the boat, and we were trying to get that one kicker, that one big fish. So, we how do you say, it's a kind of in your arsenal. Anchor is still an important part, but definitely put way more fish in the boat drifting.
He's doing some precision anchoring on some structure
That's right,
to try to pull the
exactly.
big daddy off there.
Exactly.
That's right.
So if y'all was to fish a big fish tournament and it was all about just bringing who could bring the biggest fish in, y'all would go to anchoring probably all day.
I'd say
Yes.
I'd say the only reason that we wouldn't go to anchoring is if the fish just wanted the bait moving. You know what I mean? And
Right.
drifting they seem to prefer that maybe a little bit more that day. But yeah, anchoring, that's what we'd start out trying for sure.
Well, where are we going to be able to see you guys at tournaments this year? Have you got a schedule made up of where you're going to go?
Well, no, we were actually discussing that on the ride up last night. Trying to hit the ones that's a little bit closer to home. It's tough to go every weekend back to back, so we were trying to space them all out. Of course, Monsters on the Ohio. That's a bucket list one for everybody. If no one's ever fished that one, Aaron's a good guy. And what do you have? Close to 200? Did he break 200?
180 boats.
180 boats.
It was an extremely well-run tournament. Everything was just smooth.
Yeah, and they, Bass Pro, Cabela's, we'll probably hit both of those.
It's going to be working the sea arc, right? Fishing the sea arc. We're going to
What
work
about the granddaddy one in Memphis?
Yep, going to hit that.
Signed up for that one.
Signed up. We already signed up for that one. We're excited about that one. That'll be good. Like Daryl said, the Sea Arc tournament, it's coming up here first week in April.
You guys get to the Sea Arc tournament. Of course, I don't have a Sea Arc, so they don't let me in. But I have a friend of mine that you guys are going to get in there, and I hope you roast him while.
Doug
Oh.
Rice.
Doug Rice
Yeah.
is as channel cat savvy as any tournament fisherman that I know. He's a super nice guy. Cindy and I was fortunate to fish the Jack and Jill tournament and put a couple of good fish in the boat. We won that last year on the Mississippi River, and Doug and Julie were right there behind us by like 4 pounds.
Oh,
So, we kind of stay after old Dougie. He's a really good guy, and along with you guys, Doug is probably one of the best guys that CR could possibly have to promote their product. He's just really good guy.
Doug's a good guy, and I tell you what, he's going to give a hard time.
Oh,
he takes
yeah.
it so well, but he puts it out so
He
well
can dish
too.
her out. He can
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. Doug's a lot of fun. I tell you what, we worked that tournament together, and he's a lot of that whole Sea Arc. And when I say crew, the family, everybody that owns the Sea Arc, it makes it a lot of fun.
It does, and I can't remember the lady's name. Robin
McClure.
She worked so hard to make things happen in the right venue or whatever you would want to call it. Their whole group is very knowledgeable. They do extremely good to produce a quality boat, and their event that they do. And I fished it in St. Louis. Had a great time down there. Really good show.
Yeah.
And when they got you guys helping them run it, and Doug and others, and I don't remember them all, but it makes for a real enjoyable.
Yep, sure is. I think they moved it back to first week in April, a little bit of close to the spawn. So they backed it up first week in April, and I think there's going to be some big fish caught.
I think you're right. We're excited to get this year underway. I think you guys missed the biggest part of it last year, so you're probably really raring to go.
We're itching, foaming at the mouth. Yeah.
Where's your first tournament?
Oh gosh, which one are we gonna hit first?
We hadn't sat down and just mapped it out yet, but I do know that we got looking at Henderson.
That'd be a good one.
That one, probably Mount Vernon.
That'd be a good one.
Of course, anything around the Mississippi River, we're always interested in those.
Several on the Mississippi River. They got the one there at Covington, which is going to be on the Mississippi River. I think the Tennessee. I'm going to mess their name up. Their club, the Tennessee, West Tennessee. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me. They're not going to let us fish the tournaments now because I messed it up, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They've got several up and down the Mississippi. We hope to hit several of those too. It's kind of fun. There's Cabela's got Lenore City. That's another one we like to fish. We've never finished Lenore City up in there, so we hope to get there.
I'm really excited for the things that's happening in the catfish industry, and I know you guys have to be. Did you ever think that it would grow and expand at the rapid pace that it's going in the last 2 or 3 years?
It's blowing up. It's what a lot of guys are doing. You've got guys that are fishermen, first of all, and they're good bass fishermen, they're good crappie fishermen, and they're learning what they've learned. And the same for us crosses over into trophy catfishing. And so that learning curve is a lot quicker for them. And at venues like this right here, we spoke to several Facebook friends that we never got to meet in person, and just talk tactics and tricks and it's exciting. It really is.
It really is. We've been so blessed with the growth of our sport, and if everybody can continue to work together and get along, there's no end to where this is going to go.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We're really excited. What else you got for them tonight, Chuck?
I want to talk about the tournament on the Mississippi over out of Memphis, the one coming up in September.
They're not going to give you them waypoints. I told you earlier.
I don't have to. I'm going to put my boat to there. This type of event, I mean, it's been a long time coming, but the sport hadn't really been at a point to where something like this would work. I mean, it's coming at a perfect time. I want to know, if y'all was to win this event coming up, would that be the biggest win of y'all's career?
Money wise?
Not money wise. I mean the bragging rights type. We was up against the best and the most in the country.
I ain't taking that away from that. That tournament's going to be a bunch of good people there, and it would be probably top 1 or 2. But we always go back to our biggest win was the Big Cat Quest at Wheeler. It was a 3-day tournament. And, we didn't like fish good one day and bad another. We came in and weighed in top weight all 3 days.
First place all 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, we was in first place from day 1 to the last day. So, I guess that's one that makes us feel good about ourselves, if you want to say that.
Yeah, definitely. That, the tournament, it's going to be big, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And to win it, I don't know. If we win it, talk to us, and we'll come back. Hopefully,
if y'all win, I'm sure y'all be on here. But,
yeah,
I mean that's y'all's home waters.
Which makes it the toughest waters to fish.
It is.
It's going, like I said, it's going to be good.
But then again, winning an event like that on your home waters, makes it more special.
Yep. It's harder to win on your home waters.
It is, but having a win like that in an event at that magnitude, I mean, that's just going to have to be so really stressful, because you know the places, you've caught them before, so it's got to be just so confusing. And I don't know what to do first.
I'm gonna say, I may be wrong, but you're probably there at least 1 or 2 of your top teams. That's going to be unfamiliar waters for them, and that's going to put them at an advantage, because so many times we go to an area that's new to us, and spots of years past will cloud your vision, so to speak, and you try to make those spots, you try to make those fish bite where they bit 2 years ago, and the new guys, they've been there for 2 days and they're on them and they're paying attention. So yeah, that's why a lot of people are afraid to go to new spots. And really, first time you've ever been to a body of water, you've kind of got a little.
With me studying the Mississippi River, which I've never laid a boat on, I can study Google Earth, and I can see where the tributaries are coming in, the creeks, and anything I can see from satellite. But the river's not mapped, so I don't have that advantage to knowing the river, what's underneath. So that's really the out of town guys. That's what's really going to hurt me.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I'm really excited about it. I've never been on the Mississippi, and I just can't wait for this tournament to come up. And so, what's the biggest tournament you're looking forward to this year?
That one, probably that one. The Monsters, that one, and Monsters. Those will be. We're going to work the Sea Arc. We're not going to get to fish yet, but yeah, that one and Monsters on the Ohio. I'd say those two will be big.
I mean, the Monsters will always be to me will be the Daytona 500 of catfishing, because it's not the championship, but it's the one that everybody wants to go win. It's not part of a trail. It's not part of a point system or anything. It's just a single event that everybody wants to go to.
If you go to that tournament and win that one, the Monsters, you have beaten, no doubt, the best around. I mean, you have the bragging rights.
And the tournament that George is working on, he's well on his way to having it. I think. You're seeing that. You're seeing a little bit of a shift into that, where it's bigger tournaments. And I think that kind of makes it exciting, where you can kind of step back, and if you're not the type of guy that can chase it every week, you can turn around and hit the big ones. Because guaranteed, if you do good on those tournaments, you beat the best guys in the country, or done better than the best guys in the country for sure.
Let's face it, most of the best are already entered in the tournaments.
That's right. Yeah.
Most of them have been entered in them for some time. George had an amazing feat. In just 2 or 3 days, they had over 100 boats entered in that tournament. Yep. I never dreamed that would ever happen. Aaron puts in, 180 boats last fall in that tournament, and decided he had to shut it down at 200.
Yeah.
I never dreamed catfishing would be.
We never thought it would happen either.
No.
And it's all come to play in the last 3 or 4 years. So, it's a great thing. And I think a lot of it is getting the right people behind the sport, like the right people running a lot of the tournaments, and people working together. When George told me that when he started putting this tournament together, the first person he called was Aaron Reed. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a smart move.
Yep.
When Aaron's not going to fish the tournament, he's going to be there, but he's going to help him run it. He's going to do a lot of the announcing, the MCing and stuff. And man, the man's full of it. He'd be great for that.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to worry about fishing against him.
Exactly. So much goes into running a tournament. I mean, something as simple as parking. That sounds simple, but if you've got them, if you do what Aaron does, and you do what some of the other successful tournaments do, and help the fishermen park and help with the crowd and the crowd control, and for a lot of fishermen, that's a make or break. If they're going to come back, if it was well run and everything ran smooth. Okay.
Smooth logistics.
Because if they might not have had a good day, but at least everything else was.
You talk to the people that go to the Monsters on Ohio and ask them how the tournament was. A lot of them don't talk about the fishing was good or the fishing was bad. They said it was a well-run, smooth, everything.
Most fun that you can have with that many people in one area, and everybody has a
That's right. If you want to call it fellowship, the people are getting together and just chit-chat and talk, and that's what makes that tournament what it is.
We've said ever since we started going down there, if we couldn't fish, we'd go just to be around.
Just be around. That's exactly right.
Daryl and Jason, I can't thank you guys enough for spending a few minutes with Chuck and I. We're trying on all the big tournaments. If you guys get on and smoke everybody like you're used to doing, we'd like to have you back on the following, the next week or something. We've been trying to do a lot of that, and we don't expect you to take your time out to do a whole show. in a row, but people enjoy seeing you guys on the show. They ask when we're going to get you back, and it's really hard to consistently get you and Larry Muse and guys like that on the time because everybody's got full-time jobs.
That's right.
But we're not with catfishing like bass guys are, and everybody's still got to work for a living.
Yep.
But we do thank you so much for spending your time to be on the show with us and look forward to great things.
So you want me to get a hold of Robin and see if we can get a Sea Arc sticker and put on your boat and get you?
You know, I'm not sure that would look very good on that monster cat.
Yeah.
But you know what? If it'd get me in that tournament, I would sure do it.
I understand. Well, thank you. We appreciate you having us. We appreciate what you do.
Well,
Yes, sir.
we enjoy doing it, and everybody watching you guys because we missed you.
Yeah. Well, we hope to be back this year. We're going to do everything we can.
We're looking forward to seeing you guys, and we're going to be at a lot of the events you're going to be at. So hopefully we'll get to see each other and shoot the bull a little bit.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thanks a lot, guys.
I mean, just being able to weigh in front of that pyramid's going to
Daryl and Jason Massengill, you'll not find a better team, a better couple of guys in the sport of catfishing as those two. And anywhere you go, Chuck, when you show up to the tournament and Daryl and Jason's there, you're going to have your game face on.
Oh yeah, and that's really motivating to the guys that dream of beating them because the being able to come out on top when you got guys that are that good and that competitive in a tournament, that right there is really and that makes you better when you're thinking on the whole field. You're concentrating on that best team out there and what am I got to do to beat them. And if you can beat that one team, even if they came in 8th and you came in 6th, that would be a win for me.
Absolutely. We got a couple of ladies over here that we're going to get on. They're probably going to explain to us why we don't catch any fish.
I know. I'm waiting on that.
Yeah. We're getting ready to get Janet Fox and Teresa Shipman on here. We're going to visit with them for a few minutes. Then we'll have one more guest, and then we're going to close her up for the evening. Janet and Teresa. Teresa, I have been after you for 2 years. Thank you guys for spending a couple minutes with us. What did you think of this event?
Loved it. You
It's
did a good
outstanding,
job.
wasn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
It runs smooth. Everybody had a good time. They had the top people in the industry, whether they be fishermen or whether they be vendors here. It was outstanding event.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jeff Jones and Steve Douglas, they worked really hard to put this together, and it was a success, and I really think everybody had a great time.
I do too. Looking forward for next year already.
Absolutely. It's just like kind of going to the Masters. You just get your motel rooms on there.
Mhm.
Yep, ready to go.
Already set.
That's right. So what do you guys got planned for 2016?
Lots of tournaments.
Yeah.
We got club tournaments starting in April. Still have a Cabela's tournament.
April the 16th and 17th at Lenore City, the Watts Bar, Fort Loudon.
Now, how far is that from you where you live?
About a 5-hour drive.
It's not too bad.
No, 5 hours south. Straight south. We come right here to Lexington, go straight south.
Beautiful water.
Oh,
It's like a vacation.
It's very much like a vacation. Very much.
That's a beautiful place to fish.
Well,
Big fish.
Yeah, you can't spend too much time on the water there.
really?
Yeah, I'm trying to talk Janet and
We've
Bink
never
into doing it.
been.
I'd love for them to
Either.
come down with us, but it's a bad time of the year for Bink to get away for his job.
Well, and
It's a
I
great
had some
tournament.
guys that canceled to come into this event from my area, and I said, we got to go to work. I said, if you got a quality job right now, you got to go to work. The Catfishing Park will be
Right.
there because a good job, if you lose it, you might not be able to replace it.
Absolutely.
So I understand that,
Yeah.
but I'm looking for big things for this year. I think the catfishing stuff has just jumped in the last couple of years, and I don't see it slowing down.
No,
It's unbelievable. It's exploded.
we're excited for it.
Mhm.
We are too. We're going to have a good time. Flathead fishing. That's your game.
Some.
Now, predominantly the tournaments that you fish in your area are flathead oriented.
Yeah, most generally, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is that because you don't have a lot of blues over there, or you don't have the big blues?
It really, they're there. It's the tournament time when the blues are biting versus the flatheads.
Now me and Dave, we did win a club tournament. It was in August, wasn't it? In Flathead Water, that's known for great flatheads. We caught 2 blues in the same spot, side by side, and won the tournament.
I think you're the only ones that caught blues.
Yes, we were. That was
That's
the only
awesome.
2 blues paid.
That's
that
awesome.
Weighed in.
That's pretty cool.
But it is good flathead water.
I love the flatheads, but where I'm at, the blues are so many more and so many bigger as a rule that I can't concentrate on catching flatheads, because to win the tournament you're going to put the blues in. You know, and unless we get up north of Keokuk, Burlington area, places like that, and then you're looking at 15, 18-pound channel cat, which I don't mind that either.
No,
I would love
I'm
that.
pretty happy with
I
that.
would love to fish that area.
You know,
someday.
it's really good. Now, the only place that I love fishing Mississippi River. It's my favorite place to fish. But Madison, Wisconsin, Lake Mendota and Lake Cherokee in May, when them channel cat are spawning, to catch 25 or 30-pound channel cat in 2
That
and 3
would
foot of
be-
water.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That would
It
be
should be against the
amazing.
law to do that. It really is that much
would
fun.
be
It
amazing.
really is that much
Yeah,
fun.
my first catfish ever caught was a channel cat out of the Soda River at home. I was 18 years old, and I loved it.
They're awesome.
I was hooked ever since.
Yeah,
It was
and
an
that's
8-pound channel cat, and I was amazed.
8-pound channel cat. A lot of places is a trophy.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
What
yeah.
do you got for them, Chuck?
When y'all are preparing for a tournament and your husband's at work during the week, I don't know how much y'all work. Do y'all ever go out and get your own live bait? And
I
so
have
you'll
on
have ready
occasion,
for
yes.
Saturday.
Well,
I have.
me and her, we fished a Cabela's Championship down in Camden, Tennessee. And we all rode together up to Kentucky Dam to get our bait the day before the tournament. Well, what happened was they wasn't biting at Kentucky Dam. So the boys wanted to know what they were doing over at Barkley Dam. So we just got in our vehicle and me and her went to Barkley and we fished for bait, and then we're fishing at Kentucky Dam. We just
So
doubled
we
it up.
do it not often,
Yeah.
but we can do it.
Yeah, we can go out on our own and catch the bait.
You ever caught you a couple of real nice bluegill or something, and you just waiting to use them on your poles?
We don't use bluegill much.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. We do.
Skipjack.
So what do you use it?
We're using skipjack
Cut.
sometimes.
Now,
Sometimes.
You
It depends.
know, the idea behind this is to tell
You
people
think
these
I'm gonna tell
secrets.
you? So yeah, not gonna happen, Lyle. No, it really depends what we're fishing, what the water temperature is, how deep we're fishing. This really depends on what. There's no sets what we do. One thing's not working, we try something else.
I've talked to you and Bink several times about you guys catching flatheads on cut bait, and a lot of people, and I was one of them for years. I went my whole life and never caught a flathead on this cut. Never. Could fish the same area with a bluegill or a live shad and put one in the boat. It's like this. Put cut bait out there and they ain't hitting. Until we fished on the Illinois River in a night tournament over there, and I caught 7 one night on cut bait. It wasn't giants, but they was flatheads. And I thought, well, they really do catch them on it, because I thought all them years people were just telling me. But they do bite them. But I think it's not an every time you go out thing.
it's not.
No.
That's for sure.
Yeah, you have to know when they're going to be doing it and when they're not.
Yeah, both me and Dave, our biggest flatheads, personal bests, were both caught on cut bait.
Big pieces.
Pretty big piece. He
Yeah,
caught a
I'd have to
48 and a
think
half
it would be.
pounder, and it was a pretty big piece of skipjack.
Have to do. Have to do.
Mhm.
Well, I appreciate you ladies coming on the show with us. We've had a really good day. We're going to visit with Steve Douglas next and kind of get things rolling out of here. It's been a long day.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
has.
has.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate
Yes.
it.
Well, you know what? Don't wait so long to come back.
All
Yep.
right.
Love
All
your
right.
show. Watch it all the time.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the fact that you guys spend your Monday nights watching Catfish Weekly.
Sure do.
All
We
right.
plan around it.
Thank you guys.
See ya.
Janet Fox. Mrs. Shipman, we had a great time with them. They're outstanding. We have one more shot. We're going to do an interview with Mr. Steve Douglas as soon as we get him broke loose, and we're going to call it a day. It's been an outstanding event.
That's been great.
A lot of fishermen. It's been a lot of fun. You ready, Steve? Well, come on around here and have a seat. Lisa with you? Okay. She likes to run them, huh? Absolutely. Steve, this has been a great event.
Thank you, fellas.
I mean, I know I seen you working yesterday, and I seen the guys here at the marina working yesterday, and you guys was all running around here like you didn't have good sense, because you probably didn't after the way you put the time in for this. But it turned out to be far beyond, I believe, anybody's expectations.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this many people, but I was so glad to see this many people. It's amazing that the support that we've got in this industry.
You know, it is, and there's so many great people in the sport of catfish. But when you get, there was people coming in the door before it was ever opened up.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I'm not talking about 2 or 3 guys. I'm talking about the door just didn't shut.
Yeah.
It just kept coming through. Guys was sold out of stuff they brought before 9 o'clock when the door was supposed to open.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my wildest dream would I ever thought that would happen, because these guys didn't just bring 2 or 3 things. They bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I talked to Jason Massengill just a few minutes. He said, man, we come in at 8:30 this morning. He said, people were packing rods up out of here. They were selling rods already. We wasn't even open yet. So I'm glad that we were able to put something together for the catfish industry. I mean, I think it's been a long time coming. It's just overwhelming at the amount of support that we've had from all these people. I mean, we have guys coming from New York, Texas, Nevada, Arizona,
New Mexico.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It is. It is. And some of these people drove them distances, and some of them flew in and rented a car to show up.
Yes.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. And everything that I seen anyway was just smooth as the top of this table.
I hope so.
You know,
really
everybody, no complaining, no whining. Everybody's happy to see the next guy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way these events are supposed to go. And it doesn't always happen that way. You have hiccups.
Well,
but this is about as smooth as I've seen one.
Most of the guys, like Aaron Wheatley, puts on the Monsters on Ohio every year. Great event. And he draws a lot of folks like this too. But the thing is, they don't have time to talk to one another. You know, they're either out catching bait, or they got to run up to the other pool to do this, or they got to. But this, everybody had time to sit around and just shoot the breeze.
They did.
Just have fun.
They did. And we went out to dinner last night. Probably had one of the best steaks I ever had in my life. So that's a tribute to the area that you put the event on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great food, super motels. The traffic wasn't bad. I mean, everything about it, from the time we left our house at 4 o'clock yesterday morning up until right now, is just went just like clockwork.
Yeah. Well, next year I think we're going to, since people travel so far, I'd like to entertain the idea of having a 2-day or maybe even a 3-day. But I think the vendors were happy. I mean, everybody sold stuff. We tried to get all the traffic so that everybody had equal viewing. And I think for the most part we did. We did run out a little bit of room, but I tried to get people, you know, to look at everything. So, but yeah, I think, you know, and without the other folks, I'm not the only one that did this. You know,
Right.
I had 2 other partners, Jeff Jones Marine, Jim Hopper, and Business House. They put the websites together and organized some things. So it's not just one guy. It takes a team to do something.
It does. And those guys go around and they was interviewing people and talking with them and visiting with them and making sure everything. And they was doing this yesterday, making sure everything's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
Very professionally done. Kudos to you guys for all the hard work you put together. I can't imagine anybody that was here not coming back, and I can't imagine anybody that missed it not being at the next one.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, we plan on a bigger venue next year, and hopefully, like I say, 2 days. But man, I just like to thank the people who come here to this thing. I mean, the vendors are one thing we got, but just the people involved that just loving to come and meet other people. I mean, it's the spectators, I guess we want to call them, or the attendees. Without them, we'd just be standing here talking to air.
Yeah, you and me be talking to Chuck, and then
Yeah.
we get Aaron up here, and then he'd get tired of us, and he'd leave. But
Mhm.
with these guys, there was never a lull of people coming through the door,
Right.
and I'm impressed.
I mean, as we're talking, we got a crowd right here. Just,
Yeah, we're sitting here at the end of the day after everybody's done talking about how great the thing went, and we got a crowd in the room with us.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty good show. Steve,
Yeah.
thank you for all your hard work. And I know these guys helped you and everything, but I'm not sure anybody thought of that this would ever be what it is, and it turned out to be so far this year, probably one of the greatest events of the year.
Well, thank you. And then, like I say, I want to give a shout out to Jim Hopper. He's had a big part of this. Jeff Jones with the facility and business house. Without them guys, so if you guys looking for a boat, Jim Hopper, Jeff Jones Marine. Looking for some business stuff, we can talk to the business house. And the thing about the business house guys, I think they can kind of help some of these anglers looking for sponsors. When I and you get the same thing. I have people email me, "You're not sponsoring anybody, are you?" That's not the way to hit
No.
this. We had a gentleman send me a resume the other day as a PowerPoint presentation, and I said, "Yes, I will sponsor you." And that's what these guys here, I think, can do. They can help the angler create a business platform that they can present to guys like myself that sponsor people, and rod manufacturers, or blue water LED, or the cat fever guys, and present a professional resume rather than hit me up with an email saying, "You ain't hiring, are you?" or "You ain't sponsoring, are you?"
Right.
So
just to touch on that for 1 second, and I don't want to get in depth with that, but I think the thing that people miss the most when they're wanting to approach people about being sponsored is the fact that they're not behaving with their life that everybody sees, whether it be at the tournaments or on social media or whatever it is. You have to play the part of the place you're going to represent every day, all day long.
yes, sir.
And to go anywhere in the industry, and not just this industry, it's anywhere. When you're promoting people's product, you have to play the part, and you have to be the consummate professional every day, everywhere you go.
Yes, sir.
And if you do that, great things will happen to you.
Yep. I mean, you can't start at the top. I tell
No.
all my guys, I will start you out as a field staff. We're going to watch you for a year. If you do well, we'll promote you to pro staff. But nobody's going to come to my business and be pro staff right out of the box.
We've all been through that.
Yeah.
We've all been through that. And
Well,
some of
it's
them
just-
work out really well.
Right. Well, it's not fair to my other pro staff guys either. My pro staff guys really work hard to get where they're at, and I just can't. You got to earn it. You gotta
That's
earn
it.
Yeah.
And I, one of the things that people think is for them to be successful, to get them positions, they have to win every tournament they go. That's the furthest from the truth.
Mhm.
I want the guy that's the professional every day, in and out. When he comes to this event, he's shaking your hand. He's coming up and talking to Steve Douglas. He's going around. He's talking to everybody else. He plays the part. That's
Right.
the person I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Jason Martinez and the Justin Wolfs and the Janet and Bing Foxes and people like that. And then I know you are, because they don't have to win every tournament to make you happy. They just play the part, and they're the consummate professional.
Well, I'm going to judge this as a success for one reason. And I was excited to see this man, but James Big Cat Patterson come to this event. Now, he's an icon to me. And I thought that was amazing for this guy just to show up and support what we're doing.
This is the guy that when Bill danced, before he got to be in the catfishing world, when he wanted to go catfishing, that's who he went catfishing.
Oh, yeah.
This is a guy that's been in videos. He's took many hundreds of people
Well,
on guide trips and
right.
put them on great fish.
Well,
I mean,
he's been out of the game a little bit, and people may have forgotten him, but I haven't
No.
forgotten him. And just because you're out of the game don't mean you've lost your memory. You know what I'm saying?
I talk to him on the phone just every once in a while. We try to get him on the show, and it's not that he don't want to do the show. I would have liked to have seen him today. I miss him,
Mhm.
but he just don't do the
Right.
and some of us don't do it,
Mhm.
but he is one of the true icons in catfish.
Exactly. And it was amazing to see him at our event.
Yeah, and I just can't believe that next year the attendance won't double, and the vendors probably will too.
Yeah.
Probably will. Steve, thank you for a great
Thank you.
time.
Thank you so
We've had a
much.
great time being here. With that, we're going to end Catfish Weekly until Monday night.
Good job,
We will
Steve.
talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.